This video is about the concept of releasing your arm from back to front when hitting a forehand. All right, let's get right to it. This little tool right here is here just to show you where I make contact with the ball. All right, so it's more clear when I show things. Now, how do we release the arm? How do we have the arm swing forward? We have to create tension. It's something like a slingshot. Our muscles are really flexible, and the more you stretch them, then they're just like rubber. They stretch back. They basically like explode in the opposite direction. We can also put more like explosive and add more power to that movement. But the more we stretch our muscle, that's when we have the bigger range, and that's when we can hit much, much harder. So how do we do that release? When we prepare, we take our racket back. We make sure that our racket goes as far back as possible. Now, as you can see, it's going towards the back fence. It is not necessary to take the racket back like this when the racket goes basically in a circle behind your back and now is pointing to the side fence over there on my left, right? So if I were to stand facing the camera, and let's say the camera was attached to the net, and I'd make a backswing, my backswing would look something like this, where my racket is pointing to the back fence, and I would want to avoid having you to see my racket from the other side of my body like this. All right? If it's just tiny bit and at some moment when there's a lag happening, it's not as crucial, but keeping the racket and keeping your preparation and backswing on the side of your body is very, very important. And as I said, moving it as far as possible will give you a harder shot. The bigger the backswing, the harder the shot, because the bigger the backswing, the bigger the swing. Now I'm facing the net, and now you have the side view. So here, I take my racket back. Now, to create tension, what do I have to do? When I start turning my upper body, this muscle right here starts to stretch out. When this muscle right here stretches out, and I cannot hold my arm back anymore without having it move, that's when the lag happens, and that's when the arm goes forward. And that's when you have the release. That's when you have the swing. Every other motion would be a push or a movement that you're actually trying to hit by using the raw muscles of your arm. Okay? So here, I take my racket back, and now I'm just using my arm. It will go like this. I'm using these muscles to hit forward. Okay? Now, I'm turning, and I'm releasing my arm forward because this muscle stretches and the racket goes forward. Of course, the swing path is difficult. You have to learn it separately. There was a video where I talked about it, that it's really hard to just understand the natural movements, how the power is created, and automatically do it if you have no idea about the swing path. So you can work on the swing path first, and then when you want to add that release, all you have to do is make sure that at first you turn your chest towards the net, or you pull this elbow back, and that's how you release your arm. As usual, I recommend to do a progression. When you just try to do it without the ball, then maybe try to toss the ball right next to you so you can swing it right here, and then you try to hit the ball when the ball is coming to you, because in that situation you'll have to time it. Now, if you're used to always pushing and always hitting with your arm, please make sure that now you have to start your movement a little bit earlier, because your movement is bigger and the kinetic change starts further. It starts from here. So the moment that I'm reaching the ball is a little bit longer than from here. The other really important thing that you have to notice, and I understand that it's really hard to change your technique and start hitting with a swing like I just showed, what you also can do or can fix if you're just going step by step and you want to try and you don't want to work on your technique too much, but you want to implement it immediately when you play. What you can do is this. Make sure that you turn your shoulders to let the arm go forward. You see, if I start from here, for me to get my racket back as far as possible, I have to turn this way. If I don't turn at all, then, and I try to take my racket back, I won't be able to take it far enough. Now, if I turn like this, I can reach much further. That gives me more power. And the same happens when I want to have my racket go as far forward as possible. If I do not turn my shoulders now, my arm will only go this far. If I do turn my shoulders, my arm will go all the way over there, and only then it will kind of circle down with a flat shot, right? This is a swing path of a more flat shot. If I would be hitting with topspin, my swing path would go more up on the ball. Of course, if you would like to do it perfectly with the method that I showed you before, you have to make sure that you still turn far enough to have your arm go forward as far as possible. For that, your left shoulder has to go completely back. You have to complete the rotation. Hope this advice helps. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you tried. And let me know if you have any other questions on other topics. We'll try to make videos to explain different moments about the technique, about the shots, tactics, anything you would like to know about tennis. Now have fun everyone, and thank you for watching our videos. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.